In any business setting, especially high-stakes client relationships, communication breakdowns are rarely about words alone. They stem from perception gaps, mismatched expectations, and unspoken emotions that distort meaning long before messages reach their target. When communication collapses, the instinct is often to find who is at fault. Yet more often, it's how we interact under pressure that shapes the outcome. The anatomy of a communication collapse. A communication collapse happens when dialogue shifts from understanding to defending. The focus moves away from the issue and onto identity, competence, or control. Typical triggers include unclear intent. A message meant to clarify sounds accusatory. Cultural mismatch. What feels direct in one context can be perceived as disrespectful in another. Emotional overload. Stress and deadlines shrink our ability to listen or empathize. Power imbalances. When one side feels unheard, resistance builds silently until it erupts. In these moments, both parties are often convinced they're right. That's when learning stops and relationships begin to erode. Where the blame seems to lie. It's tempting to place the fault with whoever spoke last or raised their voice first. But in truth, communication collapses are co-created. Clients may react defensively because they perceive threat to their reputation, competence, or authority. A routine report can sound like criticism if trust is thin. Consultants or suppliers may respond with justification instead of curiosity, eager to prove the point rather than explore misunderstanding. Chris Argyris described this as the trap of defensive reasoning, where protecting one's image overrides genuine inquiry. Once either side feels attacked, logic no longer leads the conversation, self-preservation does. How to recognize client hostility or defensiveness. Defensiveness rarely announces itself as such. It hides behind subtle cues. Short, clipped answers or delayed responses. Repeated justification, we already did that. Passive resistance, let's park this for later. Shifts in tone from open collaboration to guarded formality. These are not signs of disrespect, they're signals of insecurity or perceived imbalance. A client may be trying to regain control in a conversation that feels exposing. Repairing the conversation. Repair begins with rebalancing, not reacting. Pause the argument, not the relationship. Silence can calm the nervous system long enough to reset tone and intent. Reaffirm shared goals. Remind both sides of the mutual purpose, we both want this project to succeed. Invite reflection, not accusation. Use questions that surface assumptions. Can you tell me how that landed on your side? What would success look like from your perspective? Own your part early. A simple "I may not have explained that" clearly lowers defenses faster than any data set. Follow up with clarity. Document agreements and next steps to prevent emotional residue from returning in future interactions. Beyond blame, building a learning dialogue. Repairing communication isn't about keeping everyone comfortable, it's about keeping the conversation real. Teams that recover fastest from breakdowns are those that treat miscommunication as data, not drama. Instead of asking who caused this, they ask what conditions allowed this to happen? That question opens space for mutual respect, accountability, and learning, the three pillars of trust that keep professional relationships resilient when pressure peaks. In the end, communication collapses not because people are difficult, but because understanding is fragile. The fix isn't silence or blame, it's the discipline of listening before defending.